Hey everybody, I'm the Pigglesworth. Welcome back to Breakout. I know what you're saying. Piggy, what in the world? Where are you? This isn't Breakout. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. It is. Trust me, this is Breakout. I have done a lot between last episode and this episode. Can you tell? We've got room. We've got space. Yes, we do. Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to go ahead and show quickly on the screen. Earlier this week, I was working on clearing out this whole area because I finally got a hold of a diamond pickaxe and it let me break obsidian. So I'm going to kind of show you this is what the area looked like when I had cleared stuff out before I started building back what I've got going on right now. And now that I've been able to clear out this whole area, it has given me the chance to build a few floors and get things more organized and get things where it's going to work so much better. So what I'm going to do is just kind of quickly brief you and show you what in the world I've done, and then we're going to get on with today's comments, and if we've got any time left over, we'll start doing some more work, okay? So right now, let's go ahead and go all the way down to the very bottom. Flip that light switch. Ooh, a little bit of a lag spike there. Oh, looky here. Oh, he's on the outside. There, I had a couple of Endermen. I had this one thing happen. I keep seeing these mobs show up. It's called a compressed and then whatever mob it is. So like a compressed creeper or a compressed zombie. It's one zombie. And if you swipe them with a sword and you kill them, then they explode. Not like a kaboom like a creeper, but just like stuff goes everywhere. And there's like 8 or 9 creepers or zombies that spit out of the dead compressed zombie. So I guess it's a cool way to speed up the process where this game lets you get access to mobs much more quickly than normal. But off and on, I kept checking the basement. Finally, I ran into a compressed Enderman. And so I got a whole bunch of ender pearls out of it, but one enderman managed to sneak outside these walls somehow. So I've got this one rogue enderman just running around. But this area is really cool because now I've redesigned the mob area so I can basically flip these open and shut. Mobs can see us and pathfind to us, but they can't get us unless they're a baby zombie. If we see a baby, we can do like that and then jump and hit them so they can't get us. And then once we clear out the area, I can break this top one. It'll let me through. We can get out here and collect all the stuff. And then once I'm done, I can just put it back. And there we go. So that's really cool. Got ourselves a much safer, much more easy to use mob farm. And then this floor right here, we're actually kind of high up above the mob farm area. That's all half slabs, so nothing will spawn there. Nothing will spawn on bedrock, so I didn't have to worry about lighting up. And you can see right over there, those purple sparkles, that's that rogue enderman just running about. Figured I'd leave him for now. He's not causing any harm, and I've got a ton of ender pearls, so we should be good to go. Now, I've relocated all this stuff, but I can't remember if I break these pools or not, if I lose the mana. So for now, I've left it. And between episodes, I moved this flower closer and placed stone here, and it started giving me ores again. So I don't know if this, during the update, something happened, and I had to re-update this flower to connect. One viewer said maybe you need to use your wand to reconnect it. Well, I didn't use the wand. I just broke it and moved it, and it worked. So maybe it needed a block update. Maybe in the new update between mod packs it needed to be closer. I'm not really sure what happened, but it actually started working. But once I use up all the mana in these 2 pools, then I'll break these pools and we'll move them upstairs. And you can kind of see we've got a little bit of stuff going on upstairs, don't we? Yes, we do. I can't wait to show you this. So just so you can see for now, for reference, we've got these lava pipes coming down here, and I have got an item hopper down here. That'll be important in a minute. And then we have got our coal generators right there. Everything is connected via hardened flux ducts. So everything is plugged together. So you want to see what's up there? Whoop! This is all that's up there. I've got my little rabbit pen going. These guys, they breed like rabbits, I tell you what. But I put down some rabbit bait over here and managed to get 2 rabbits. And off and on, I keep running over here and feeding them carrots. And so we're starting to get a herd of rabbits going, and that'll be important later. I've got my Botania area just relocated up here. I'm not giving it any coal yet. Probably should. just so, let's go ahead and do that. I know I'm not showing off very much. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just do that, and that can go ahead and start generating. And let's go ahead and get this to making some more mana. So there we go. So right here, I went ahead and relocated and kind of beefed up the tree farm, the bonsai tree farms that we've got right here. It's a little more clean, a little more user-friendly. It works the same way. We've got our infinite water we can get right here. Storage for everything. I've used these trim blocks to connect this. And I've got 2 powered furnaces running to make coal. And that's running into 4 coal generators. And then we're going to turn and show you the really, really cool setup. You're right. Oh, this right here. No. But I went ahead and sunk this into the floor. I figured it'd be nicer. We can run around. We don't have to worry about jumping over it. It's still plugged in, so it's usable. And I've got some of my storage and stuff over here. Now, I know some of y'all are going to throw a fit because I've done this storage like this, but just hear me out, okay? So with the ME system, you can see everything at one glance. You can filter out for it. It's really, really helpful. But for some reason, part of my brain still wants to have access to like certain themed groups that my brain has made sense of. Look at all the obsidian we cleared out. That's how much obsidian was inside this this sphere. See, I've got like books and tools, stuff like that. All the Britannia stuff that I need. So a little bit of that organization is kind of set that way. We've got our little atomic reconstructor sitting here for now, and I've got a bunch of materials right here I've been gathering that'll be important later. But here's the really, really cool part. You ready? Whoop. Check this out. The Piggy System 9000. Oh my gosh. So I just relocated everything up here, cleaned it up, organized it, took all the knowledge that I've gained through this series and tried to come up with a little bit easier bank of stuff that's going to let me do some work. So I've basically got this set up where we can input items. It's going to go into the auto hammer, and that's going to run into the drawer controller. And then I've got another place I can manually put stuff in for the sieve, and that automatically goes in here as well. And then we've got all our different storage setups and whatnot. And I went in and hooked up these 3 basic drawers. They're full of cobble. Filling that up with cobble. That'll be important in just a second. Now, I know I've got 4 crafting benches here, and some of y'all are like, oh my gosh, Piggy. Really? But I like how you can craft things and then leave it and do something here and leave it. So it's kind of like a buffer for in progress or work in progress crafting stuff, where with the ME terminal you can craft and it's accessing everything you've dumped into it. And what's cool is it's also accessing all of this as well. So that is really, really cool. But I just like this. It's nice and clean. It's one flat system. And we've got all of our thermal expansion and Ender IO machines all over here. And if we look to the back, everything's plugged in. Everything has power. We got our cobblestone generator right here running into the system, feeding that. This is pulling how I had those ore setups. I've got this right here to the auto compressor, going over to the crusher, going over to the furnace, and then feeding into the system. So all that stuff is automated back here, and we don't have to look at it. And then right here, we've got 3 crucibles running, pulling the cobble and making lava, and all of this is piped together. So basically, I have 3 crucibles that are feeding this. If I want to dump glowstone in here and get ender endstone, and it gets collected down here in the hopper, I can probably go through almost a stack of glowstone dust and make a stack of endstone before this starts to run out of lava. But I've got a tank here, and then we've got 2 tanks. You can't see the other tank. It's kind of behind this one, but 2 tanks as well. And that lava production is going to be important as well. So basically, to create power, we've got lava production, we have got coal production, and there's supposed to be a third. What was the third? Oh, you need to see the top floor. Because y'all are probably like, where'd the pigs go, Piggy? Whoop! Check this out. Top floor. I've got a giant canola farm going. I went in and stuck the pigs up here. I figured they couldn't jump up and down, so they couldn't run anything. This would be a good place for them. So these farmers will farm a 9x9 area, and so it ends up that the 9x9 overlaps all the way around. We can see this one's actually been working. But so basically I have 4 independent canola oil generators running up here as well, and they are all... Is that power correct? That one looked a little dark, so it looked like it wasn't turned on. Are you ignored? And you're ignored? Okay, it's all turned on, so it's all working. Alright, that's good. And then we've just got this power routing through, and it runs down this one spot. So that is the base in a nutshell, or inside a breakout sphere. That is the whole base. So we finally have plenty of room to run around. Everything's nice, neat, and organized. And so we can start moving forward. And that is half the episode. So let's go ahead and get on with viewer comments, because there were a lot of really great viewer comments that came in from last week. So there is a newer viewer. I don't know if this is a brand new viewer or some... I've noticed over time when I mention this, there are sometimes viewers that watch, but they just don't comment. So this might be a new commenter, old viewer, or it might be a new viewer, new commenter. I'm not sure. But we have a contender for Ed Dog. Ed Dog is usually the one that posts the most comments. We got a new contender. Yes, we do. It's Mawo, M-A-W-O-H. Mawo. I think that's how you would say that. Now, I'm only going to touch on some of the stuff that this individual placed in comment section. If you want to see all the comments they made, go back and watch the past few, or just look at the past few episodes comment section. This individual put so much information in there. It's really good information. I just wasn't able to include it. I'd practically have to make an entire episode just for this one individual. So, Mawo says, the Ender IO Experience Obelisk can help you store XP. So we've got that XP grate that we can stand on, and it will put it into a tank for us. But let's see, obelisk, let's see, could it be this? Weather obelisk, experience obelisk, solarium ingots, soul machine chassis, energetic alloy, an experience rod. Well, that's a lot of stuff. How do you make this solarium stuff? Well, it's not too bad. Golden soul sand. So that wouldn't be too difficult to make. The energetic alloy is not too difficult. What is this soul machine chassis? I've not seen that. A simple machine chassis. Soul attuned dye blend. Yikes, a bunch of different powders you have to make. And back that up. And what's this experience rod? That's not too bad. What I'm curious to know is the tank. Tank's a lot. The tank, and I don't remember this little XP drain. What is the plus to having this obelisk versus this tank and drain? Because I think this tank and drain was so much easier to build than what we just saw. So is there an advantage to having that obelisk? I don't know. But I figured I would show you all that. That's an alternative way to store up XP. Mawo says, hey, buddy, you could take the emeralds that you've got, these nuggets, you could put it in a compact drawer, and now you could have access to emerald nuggets, or blocks of emerald. And that was a really good idea. I would lose the symmetry right now. Everything's set up. So I went ahead and just stuck it there because I needed a lot of emeralds, but you're correct. A lot of these things could probably be put into compacting drawers and would make life a lot simpler. Like these could all be put into blocks and stuff, the quartz and whatnot. So that would be a really good way to set up if I was going to do a whole lot more of this storage. So I thought that was a really good idea. Mawo says, for more gold, send your iron through the crusher from Actually Additions. Do I have it here? Applied Energistics, Fluid Transposer, Magma Crucible, Pulverizer. See, I've got a pulverizer here. Where is this the crusher they're talking about? Actually Additions. Oh, I am running it through the crusher. So there we go. But they said that you get a chance of getting gold from your iron ore, which is awesome. So good on you for that. Energy relays can help send power through the obsidian walls. Well, we don't have obsidian walls anymore, so that's not a thing. But I've got these energy relays, and these are laser relays. So I was trying to figure out how to get these things to work. So I'm like, if we right-click that, that appears to be plugged in. So if I do that, that doesn't automatically connect. Right-clicking it doesn't do anything. Left-clicking doesn't do anything. And this crescent wrench seems to have been a tool that works, but when I click on it, all it really does is let me rotate. Left-clicking doesn't do anything. Right-clicking rotates. So I'm not really sure how you would get these things to connect and work, but it looks like using these relays, I didn't have to put pipes. I could use the laser at a point and then have these as plug-in points, and we could just shoot energy through the air. So I thought that was a really cool alternative. But since I've got so many materials gathered up now, making these hardened flux ducts wasn't too bad, and I had places I could recess it and hide it, so I wasn't too worried about it. But that was a really good alternative. A quantum entangled singularity can be used to link an ME system from long distance. So I've got these singularities that we made. I got to remember where in the world I put them, because, you know, once you clean your room, where everything used to be, it's no longer there anymore. These, we got singularities and these quantum entangled singularities. So if you blow these up with this dust, infinity dust or ender dust, then it'll double it, and you can use those wherever they went. Quantum entangled singularities. You can use those with an ME system. So basically I could have one system here. I could have another one 1,000 blocks away, and I could link them both. So it's kind of like an overpowered ender chest is what it is. If you place the magma crucible and fluid transposer next to each other, you can avoid needing buckets. So if we had a magma crucible next to a fluid transposer, is a fluid transposer one of these machines? Inscriber, compactor, magma, fluid transposer. There we go. So if you put this next to a magma crucible, is that what they said? Magma crucible. It will pull magma or lava in here automatically, so you don't have to use buckets to move it back and forth. But since I've got this bank over here and that bank over there, I'm not going to bother hooking them up for now, because the only place I could hook it up with this setup would be in the back, but that's what's powering it. But that is a really good suggestion if you want to kind of automate getting fluids in here. You can put that right next to it. Infinite water can be gotten from the Ender IO reservoir or the aqueous accumulator. So I've got the aqueous accumulator built. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe that's something we still need to build. But if you put the aqueous accumulator down and you put a water source on each side, it will slowly create water inside it from those two and make a water source for you. Or you can use an Ender IO reservoir. Endervore, Omnivore, Augment. Huh. An infinite reservoir for water. Oh, cool. So it automatically is a reservoir for water. That's awesome. The atomic reconstructor doesn't need a space for the lens. So I've been placing a lens on this and then leaving a space and putting a block down because I thought that this lens worked like an item frame. You know, in regular Minecraft, if you have an item frame here and you put a block here, after a few seconds, the item frame will just boop, come flying right off. But apparently you don't have to do that. You can put a block right here, and that will transform the block. So that's good to know. Once you get everything in the ME system, you'll never want to craft tables again. Use craft tables again. Mawo said, get rid of your crafting tables. Force yourself to use this. And like I said, I have used this. It's really, really cool because let's look up a recipe based off of some material. Okay, so there's planks in there. So let's do a chest. We'll click chest. Click that. Notice how it auto-filled that for 1. But watch what happens. The recipe stays put. Now, how do you get rid of this? You click that. And it will return all the items to here. Now, the thing that I don't like about this ME system, I can't mouse wheel scroll over the items. It wants to do this. So to get items out, you have to left click, count the ones you want, and then put it back. Now, what's awesome is, see where the sand is? I'm going to click the sand over here. it put it back. It took it anyway. So anywhere in this interface or this grid, it will take the items back. And also notice that we have access to gold nuggets, gold ingots, and gold blocks. So because this is interfaced with this, all the options available, it looks like it's going to give us. And then there's different ways to sort this. A sorting order from top to bottom. Sort by number of items. Terminal style. What? Tall centered. Small centered. Okay. Sort by app mod. Oh, that's cool. So you can see the mod. Sort by inventory tweaks, sort by item names. That would be alphabetical. So that's cool because it will organize stuff for you in different ways. And you don't have to keep up with things as much. So I may have to start dumping a bunch of the stuff that I've got over here. Just, you know, make use of it. And then Mawo said, set all your thermal machines output to nothing to avoid mishaps. So see how these are all touching? And we've got configuration. With all these different outputs, auto input disabled, enabled disabled. So that's disabled. Auto output disabled. And so I guess what we need to do is click all those to orange. What does that mean? Does that mean off maybe? I'm not sure. I guess we could click that to orange. Everything's to orange. And so it's been disabled. Either that, or maybe we're supposed to do like this. And so it means nothing. It's shut off. I'm not quite certain which one means which. I noticed that the highlighting over here keeps changing. But what Mawo was saying is, because all these machines are touching, if you accidentally have like an input-output ready to receive, a machine may do something and then pull it over because it's got an input-output turned on, and it'll get dumped into another machine and then might get destroyed or something bad happen. And we don't want that. So what I'll have to do is go through later and just do this to all these machines between episodes just to make sure they're all shut off so we don't have any accidents. And that was all of Mawo's comments. Awesome. Thank you so much. Ed Dog said, just in case, buddy, because I would hate for you, you know, to go through this and then find out the hard way. Whenever you're doing these upgrade, is it upgrades for this or was it upgrade? I think it's upgrades here. Augmentations, configuration. Oh, I know everybody's going to freak out now. There was some machine in here that you could put these upgrade kits onto. Feel the hum. Okay. I'm pretty sure it was the thermal expansion, but you have to put them in order for upgrade kits. It would be hardened, reinforced, signalum, and then enderium. If you skip one of them and you try to use a hardened kit on it, it won't work. It'll just kind of sit there and go, sir, what you want to do, I can't do right now. Your request does not compute. Cameron Walter said, are you a completionist or a finisher? Only time will tell. And what they mean by that is the quests. Am I the kind of person that wants to complete every single quest available? Or am I just worried about finishing the mod pack? I'm kind of both. So I want to finish the mod pack. That's the main goal. If I'm able to be a completionist and complete everything, I will. But at some point, if being a completionist drags the series out, or is kind of a ridiculous quest, it's like so much time that it would take me days or weeks to complete, then I kind of draw the line there and say, okay, it's time to move on. I'm not going to, I'm not like, you know, a sadistic completionist, if that makes sense. Cameron also said to get rabbits. You can breed them the hard way, which is the way I've been doing, because I started doing this before I saw the comment. Or you can also get a spawner using Ender.io and some different methods. You can build a auto spawner. Then get looting on a sword, and then you can get your rabbit's feet. And I think I need 4 rabbit's feet in total by the time everything's said and done. And he said having looting sword and a auto farm, in about 15 minutes he was able to get the rabbit's feet he needed. So I may have to look into that. We'll see how that goes. Said it's a good idea to update all your thermal machines. So yes, I think it was thermal expansion machines. That'll speed things up and augment them, make them work so much quicker. And then check the alloy furnace. It has modes. So let's see here. Do I have alloy smelter? Redstone mode. Configure IO. Show recipes. Furnace mode. All smelting. Alloys only. Furnace only. All smelting. I think I had it on all smelting. So alloys only means if I dump something here and nothing else and it can't be alloyed, it'll just sit there. It won't start cooking until I put enough stuff in here to make an alloy. Furnace mode only means it's not going to try to combine things and alloy them. Like you can see the path that it's drawing. If I put stuff in here, it's only going to run it through and cook that as a single item. Or you can do it both ways. And so if you dump stuff in here and it can be an alloy, it won't do it. If it can be single cooked, it will do that instead. So that was a really cool hint. Green YT says to update quests, check the first page. So I was having trouble. I was looking at a quest I'd completed. Let's just pick this. Say I'd completed it, but it wasn't updating. And Green YT was saying to update the quests, check the first page. So I don't know if they mean the first page like here, or here, or maybe here. I'm not sure which is considered the first page, but the next quest we do that we get hung up on, we'll have to check and experiment with that and see how that goes. And then Green YT said, I made my singularity was a 16K part. So what that's about is this, the matter condenser, we ended up building a 64K component, and apparently you could do it with a 16K. And moving on to Meadow Pema, she says, you know, when you checked, you made a 1K component and tried it out and it didn't work. But when you made the 16K, you didn't even try. So apparently you don't have to make a 64K. You can make a 16K and it will make a singularity for you. And then Meadow Pema says, check the books from your auto fisher. You might have mending. So let's check and see here. I've got the auto fishers right here for now. I haven't set those back up. But we've got these books. We got Silk Touch, Fire Protection, Band of Arthropods, Punch, Aqua Affinity, Multi-Shot, Unbreaking Sharpness, Thorns Punch, Respiration, and Sharpness. So no mending, which would have been nice because the Diamond Pickaxe has taken a beating. I've had to heal this up once. So it was a pick and a half to get all the obsidian broken up. And then I stopped. I stuck it here so I wouldn't use it because I'm going to need to repair it to full strength and then build one more so that we can get this bedrock breaker thing built. But that's today's episode. That's all the stuff that we got done. A whole lot of base progress off camera. A whole lot of comments, which were all greatly appreciated. And now that we've gotten that done, I have done some off-camera work, sorting and gathering stuff, so that next episode, we can start making some really good progress. So I am going to be ready for next episode, hopefully. And then we can start... Why is this not... Oh, piggy. How many... Raise your hand if you caught that mistake at the beginning of the episode and you've just been quietly waiting for me to figure it out. I've got all these endo flames and none of them are connected. Look at that. Now the machine works. So look, lesson learned. Everybody learned from Piggy. This is how you set this up. When you get this going, you have to install said flowers or nothing's going to happen. And like I said, there were so many comments that were given. I couldn't go through all of them. I think it was Mawo had like images set up with a different way to do this mana collection that was a lot quicker and more efficient. Look at that. It's already starting to fill up. How much you got in there already? Nothing. Okay. But if you enjoyed this episode, please click that like button. If you want to see more of these as I release them, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want YouTube to notify you, go ahead and click the notification bell. YouTube will hopefully notify you a new episode has come out, and then you can enjoy it. I'm going to go back down here where I started. Nice. We got carrots growing in an episode, so I can get more carrots growing and more rabbits breeding to be ready for next episode. And that's when I hope to see you is in the next episode.